This is Yorkshire Television. Now, with the talk revolving around virginity, let's join James Whale and his special guests on the Stereo Radio Show.
He's waiting for your call. The James Whale Radio Show.
Ta-da! Evening all, welcome to the programme. Whaley is on right across the nation tonight. And tonight we're talking about virginity, all right? Was it a problem when you lost yours, or perhaps you haven't lost it? We do stress, of course, if you're under 16, you really ought not to be watching the rest of the programme. And here, in what is International Women's Week, and I thought it was every week on the BBC actually, we aim to bring a little male sanity into this week. Now, first of all, phone calls. If you'd like to tell us about any problems you have, if you're actually losing virginity whilst you're watching the show, or perhaps you want to talk about it, we're waiting for you here. You know, get them ringing in now. Lots and lots of calls. You can fax us if you have anything to tell us about. The fax number coming up, there it is, 0532 421 830. The phone number you know, because it was on before the fax number. And this all occurred to us, this programme on virginity tonight, because of a survey in Ms. magazine where they interviewed 5,000 teenage girls, and it came up with all sorts of very interesting and unusual statistics which we may throw into the melting pot a little later on. So any calls on virginity tonight, that's what we want. But before we do that, we'll have a look at the letters. Last week's programme generated an enormous amount of mail, most of it, of course, mailed to me. So I'd like to read some of these letters. First of all, Eugene Roberts in Liverpool. That is the letter. I touch it very delicately because obviously the bloke is a prize pillock. The letter is rather nasty, dirty and disgusting. He says, I've never heard so much shite in all my life, so you know where this guy's coming from. He says, the reason we don't want any more wogs to be let into this country is because the bastards won't integrate whereas Canadians and Aussies do. Eugene, not only do I dislike the sort of tone of your letter, Eugene, I just dislike the tone of you, so I don't want you watching the show anymore, all right? Let alone writing to me, I don't want you to watch it anymore. Richard Lowath in Leicestershire wants me to pass on his thoughts. He says, you might care to tell Mr. Marlowe that people like him are the reason that people like me will never vote Tory again. They're a disgrace to a party that once stood for tolerance and compassion. And I am losing my voice. With a little luck, it might go completely by the end of the show, if you're lucky. Steve Parkhurst in Birmingham observes, your rowdy intruders were without doubt blessed with an adolescent, well-meaning lack of understanding. To deny a platform to anyone in a liberal society is to score an own goal. And just watch on the news, they're doing it all the time in relation to the poll tax, aren't they? And disappointed Mark of No Fixed Abode says, calling somebody a pillock just because their view differs from yours shows intolerance and, to use your own words, panders to the lowest common denominator. Mark, don't be a prat. This is my show, Mark. These are my views. Right? Jim and Carol Mackenzie in London E7 thought the idea of a discussion was for each side to give their own opinions, whilst the host, moi, conducts it in a neutral and as neutral a manner as possible. Don't be stupid. You get that sort of programme on the television all the time. You don't need me to do that. 10 minutes of uncensored, uninterrupted presentation of the case for keeping Britain a white man's country, including the stopping of all further immigration and the expulsion of the coloured intruders already here. This letter comes from a Colin Gordon in Harrogate. What a shame. Harrogate's such a nice place to have such a racist pillock as him. I've got his address there. I think I'll write back to him. Now, we'll take some calls before we go any further, I think. Thank you for the letters, and we will, of course, be sending you some of our new rum-flavoured condoms, but more about those a little bit later on. Julie from Northern Ireland. Julie, hello.
Hello.
Julie, what can I do for you?
Could you please answer me a question?
I don't know,
Please,
Julie.
please,
Ask away
please.
and I'll see.
Right. Could you please tell me if you have lost your virginity, and if so, did the earth move for you? Mwah!
Julie,
Yes.
that's the most obvious question I think anybody could ask on the programme tonight, and I shall leave it till a little later to answer. Thank you. Dave from Grimsby. Hello, Dave. Dave?
Yes?
Yes, Dave.
Hello, James.
Yeah, hi.
I'd just like to complain
Yes, Dave.
for the lack of virgins in Grimsby.
No virgins in Grimsby?
No.
Ah, well, never mind. We have something coming up for you very soon. Thank you, Dave. No, don't hog the show. Richard, who is a virgin in St Albans, or is he virgin on St Albans? Yes, Richard.
Yes, hello there.
Hi.
Yes, well, rather unfortunate name there.
It is. Oh, Richard Virgin is your name, is it?
Thank you.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm the centre of attention.
You are?
Walk into the pub, I'm usually introduced as
Can
a
you,
rich virgin.
Can you prove that you're a virgin?
I'm too embarrassed to put it in the phone book, to be quite honest.
You
James.
probably can't, actually. Listen, I'll tell you what, Richard.
Yes,
You can't prove you're a virgin, can you?
not at all.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, have I got everything I need? Yes, I think I have. If I'll take you into the studio, because I'm going to actually introduce you to somebody who can prove that she is a virgin, all right?
All right. Yeah.
You know, you'll be interested in this, okay?
Yeah.
Her name is Sarah,
Yes.
and hopefully when I get in here, I shall find her. Where is she? Sarah! That's lovely to see you, Sarah. You look charming. Charming. Very nice indeed. Very nervous, Sarah. You're getting clammy, but don't let it worry you too much. Richard, where are you,
Yes,
Richard?
I'm
Richard?
here.
Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
Say hello to...
All right.
All right, Sarah Newbury. Sarah is 31 years old, and she is a professional virgin.
Oh, my.
Rather like yourself, Richard. Rather like yourself. Do you want to exchange any sort of stories, anything like that?
Go on, you
Ask
start.
her a question.
You tell me. How do you get on with it then? You know,
How do you get on with what?
the virgin status.
How do you get on with what?
The virgin status.
Oh,
you
the
know?
virgin, the virgin's...
Being
yeah.
a virgin all the time.
I see.
Like
Sarah,
me.
do you get on with it okay?
Very well indeed, yes.
You do?
I'm very proud of the fact as
You
well.
well, I know you're proud of the fact I've got newspaper cuttings. Thank you for the moment, Richard.
Okay.
Off you go, thank you. Very, very proud of the fact because we've got newspaper cuttings about you. You've been in magazines, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I was all keyed up to come in here and say, listen, you needn't get a certificate because you have a certificate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got it with me, yes.
Can we get it out?
It's from Dr. Shushila in Salad Street Surgery in Trowbridge,
Yeah.
and it confirms that my hymen is intact. I have got it in my case, I'll give it to you in a
Lucky
minute.
old
But
hymen.
it's published in that magazine over there, in actual fact.
Is it? Oh, this one we
Yes,
had just
it
under
is.
here.
Yes, yes.
Number 88, 1988 sheet, yeah. Yeah, which you're quite right. There's a big article. I was going to come in here and say, listen, an ugly old cow like you, it's no wonder you're still a flipping virgin.
Well,
But
thank
I mean,
you
you're
very
not. You
much.
see, I mean, you're quite sweet. You're quite sweet, and
You've discovered I'm not ugly and fat.
well, yes, because you know, looking at some of the photographs in here, you obviously were at one time. You lost a lot of weight.
I
didn't
have, I've lost 2 stone
You did that
actually,
on
that's
purpose,
correct.
didn't you? You did that so you
Yes,
could
I
come on
did.
my flipping show.
Just as I could stop you from poisonously accusing
And I
me
could
of being
say-
fat and ugly, that's right, yes.
Now, it says you're not against sex.
Not at all, no. I fully intend to get married one day, and I'm certainly not going to wait forever, that's for sure. In fact, I'm getting fed up of waiting now. But I personally feel that sex is something that should be very precious and meaningful between 2 people.
Do you know?
I...
I have exactly the same feeling. Isn't that funny?
It is, yes.
Yes. And your little legs are quivering, and you're getting really quite
It's the effect you have on me, James.
quite fed up with. And I was told by the producer, told me, you know, she really wants to have a go at you. And I said, surely not. Me? A man who just tries to stand up for a little male dominance occasionally in society? By the way, where are we? By the way, I thought that Jane Irving's legs today on Open Air on BBC. Lovely. So, you're getting fed up with waiting?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And it says here that Mr. Wright will be professional. Well, read it out, tell me. What will Mr. Wright be?
Well, not necessarily these things, but
Mm-hmm.
this is perhaps a guideline as to perhaps what I'm possibly looking for. But
Oh, well, I'll keep these just for later, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you've been saving for your bottom drawer
that's right, yes.
since you were 15.
Yes.
It's quite
That's
full
right.
now.
Yes, it is.
You've got,
certainly
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Currently shares a house with a male bird and an animal impressionist.
Yes, that's correct.
Who's
yes.
this animal impressionist?
Tony Durant. He's a brilliant man, actually.
Is he?
Yes,
Good,
he
good.
used to tickle me years ago, but he's given up now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. I
He
think
used to
there's
tickle
lots
you
of-
earlier?
A few years ago, yes.
Where
but
did he
he's
used to
given up
tickle you?
trying now. Oh, he used to try all over the place.
Really?
I think he's a normal bloke, basically. But there's lots of shared houses
Yeah,
after all.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
it's a thing of today.
I'm going to go Sorry. We've got our new Hitchcock, new director on tonight. Nice guy, Hitchcock. Sorry, Hitch. Did you want me to go and play the video in a minute? Yeah. Okay. Fine. The interesting thing is, and we'll talk whilst we're playing the vid. Okay.
Right.
That I was going to run a competition this week and possibly give your virginity away as the prize.
Sorry, James, no deal. No.
No.
No, definitely you could give yours away.
Mine went years ago, but that's another story. Now, this other Eden and Face of Angel, which is the first vid on the show tonight. Back after this.
I'd say that you were beautiful, but how much can I see? How deep does beauty run, my dear? Shallow as a stream. I'd say that you were beautiful, but how much can I say? If I told you you were beautiful, maybe you would start. Can I see? How deep does beauty run, my dear? Shallow as a stream. And there's the face of an angel gazing with me from the pages of a glossy magazine. There's the face of an angel mirrored in your eyes and on the face of the angel. There's a salad.
Okay. Call our party line now on 0898 60 60 60 and speak to new friends all over the UK. Just dial 0898 60 60 60.
This is the road.
Chris Rea's latest million-selling album.
This is the road to hell.
Chris Rea, The Road to Hell.
Can I help you, sir?
The balance on my instant extra account, please.
I'll just tap in your details.
We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. We're in the money. Come on, honey. Let's spend it, lend it, send it, going along.
With an Instant Extra account, you'll enjoy instant access and from March the 1st, increased rates of interest. And we won't make a song and dance about it.
But he drinks Carling Black Label.
Not in here, he doesn't.
Your best bet for a fuller flavour.
Carling Black Label.
Hello, I see Jonathan Ross is trying to muscle in on my action today as well, in all the newspapers going on about how his sex life is getting better the older that he gets. Just imagine how good I must be at the moment. Now, we've had a couple of faxes. One from Wendy, who is a stewardess. And she says, why do boys want to marry virgins but don't want to be virgins themselves when they get married? How often have I heard that? And this is an interesting one. It says, Dear James, I am a 12-month-old chinchilla cat called Daisy, and I will be losing my virginity tonight. I can't wait. Purr, purr. Very good. Nice faxes. Now, with me is Philip Hodgson, of course, well-known agony uncle and sex therapist. Is that right?
That's right.
Very nice of you. We haven't met before. But
No, we can talk about sex anyway.
You've been on the show when Nasty Nina was doing it, haven't you?
I was there in your absence.
Yes. Now, listen, Philip, I mean, there are a lot of myths surrounding virginity, aren't there, really? There are an awful lot of strange things that people get keyed up about and worry about. I mean, poor old Sarah here. She doesn't have to worry because we've had a lot of offers so far for her, I believe.
And she is planning to marry, she told me, within the next 4 to 5 years. But she's going to have problems because she's got no experience. You wouldn't apply for a job, a serious and important job, without previous experience, would you, James?
No.
And when it comes to her wedding night, she's going to find that there's going to be 1 or 2 moves that she's not going to know how to make.
Are we in this country? I mean, other countries. I've heard this wonderful story in Greece where the bride has to be a virgin, and when she gets married, after the wedding night, the crowd gathers downstairs.
No, they actually hang the sheet with the blood on out of the window.
Yep.
In Egypt, the husband actually has to get a handkerchief, use his finger.
Really?
And then bloody handkerchief. But in this country
we don't
too,
do that stuff here, I'm glad to say.
We do some stuff here which you don't know about. There's a clinic in this country reconstructing hymens so that certain members of certain ethnic minorities can get married according to their cultural custom and be virgins on their wedding night, even though they've been bonking away for years.
So they could have been bonking? Oh, flipping heck. Is it, on a serious note though, Philip, this magazine article that carried this survey said that the third most popular time, I think, for a girl to lose her virginity was something like 13. Is that right?
I write a column for a magazine called Fast Forward. It's the 10 and the 11-year-olds who are worried about losing it. Adolescence is getting younger all the time. And if you haven't got a boyfriend, and if you haven't thought about having sex at these ages, I mean, it's appalling to say, but it's as young as that now. Being worried about style, fashion, virginity, those things.
You see, I thought with the problem, the big scare of AIDS and everything else, that the sex was becoming a little passé and nobody was really doing it anymore.
It doesn't worry people with virginity because they say to themselves, since I haven't been out into the, into the playground, so to speak, I can't really fall over and get hurt yet. But of course they're forgetting that they've got to do it with somebody else who probably has.
It's usually a messy experience, isn't it? I mean, it's not much fun.
Well, I don't know if you remember yours.
Well, I don't want to talk about mine, Philip. Not because I'm shy, but we're going to talk about it a little bit later. You see. Yes,
okay,
yes,
yeah. Which story do you want?
I don't care really.
Any of
it, one way or the other.
It's very often a pretty feeble and miserable sexual experience for all sorts of fairly obvious reasons. And for some people, I mean, there are cases where the hymen is actually what's called imperforate. You will not get in no-how, and you actually have to go and have an operation in order for sex to take place.
God, that must be embarrassing for the guy.
Knock, knock, who's there? I'm not coming in, yes. Difficult for the woman too, because he's sort of saying, I think there's something wrong, darling, and she's perhaps never really. I mean, imperforate or very, very tight.
Is it? I mean, you've talked to more people about these things than I have, Philip. I mean, do men really hold a lot of store about marrying a virgin?
A few rather peculiar men do.
Yeah.
A few rather peculiar British men still do. But there's something I noticed just here in this funny little book. Got room for one line?
You carry on, yes.
Lord Sandwich's father said that if you actually marry a woman who's not a virgin, and this is in the 18th century, it's as if a man should shit in his hat and then clap it on his head.
Well, a lot of the crew have had that experience, funnily enough. A lot of them, yes.
So there is prejudice. It's based ultimately on the fact that the Christian religion has got this virgin as a sort of figurehead.
Well, we should have got the Bishop of Durham, but he was busy tonight. Now, the thing, let's just recap for one moment. you think it's better not to get married having never had sex with the person you're going to marry because it could be awful and sex is a very important part.
Unless you've got very deep convictions otherwise and you know it's not going to matter if the sex is a fiasco, yes, I do.
Okay, now, let's have a little bit of film here because the reason why I didn't want to tell you about mine is I think it probably comes out on this. And we went out into the streets a little earlier on this week to find out what you think about this very serious subject. Excuse me.
Whaley goes to town.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
About 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah? You don't remember exactly?
No.
Was it a good experience?
Well, quick.
Sorry, I better catch the bus.
How important do you think it is that a woman should be a virgin when she gets married?
That's a bit of a shocking question.
I think this is a problem. I'm sure it is.
Do you think a man should be a virgin when he gets married?
No. I think it's better to get experience before you get married. So you know you're not missing out on anything.
If you get married and you're not compatible, then you know what I mean, you're both not going to be happy with each other, are you?
What about you, madam?
Well, obviously, like
Well, for me, I think it's important, but you know, I think these days men don't want to wait, do they?
No. How old were you when you first had sex?
19.
19.
Yes.
Was it a pleasurable experience or
No.
not? It wasn't?
No.
Did you do it because you felt pressure from all your friends that they were doing it and you ought to do it, or did you do it because you wanted to?
Because I wanted to.
Great, thanks very much indeed.
Okay.
Because a couple of ugly bastards like you probably don't get your leg over very often.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear, just stopped in time. Do you think it's important that a fella should be a virgin when he gets married?
No chance.
No?
No.
I suppose you're probably going to be a virgin for the rest of your life. But what about you? Do you
What's
think...
a virgin mean?
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
About 14.
And where was it when you first had it? I mean, was it in a house, back of the car, walking along the street? I couldn't have been walking along the street.
On top of the bus station.
Did you have sex before you were married?
Yes.
Was the first time a pleasurable experience?
No.
What was wrong?
It hurt.
Where did you first have sex?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
What about you?
What about me?
Where did you first have
Where?
sex? I mean, was it in a bedroom, back of a car, against the back garden fence?
It was on a snooker table.
Was it? Do you remember how old you were?
16.
Can we ask you now?
Ask away.
Was it pleasurable?
It's a bit difficult for a boy because you get so keyed up, you see. And
You
it's sort
explode.
of yeah. Do you think a woman should be a virgin when she gets married?
I don't know.
Do you think a man should be a virgin when he gets married?
I don't know either.
You're going to have terrible trouble when you get older. Do you think a girl should be a virgin when she gets married?
No, I don't think she should.
No?
Doesn't matter.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I'm not telling you that.
Was it a pleasurable experience? Have you lost your virginity?
None of your business.
And could I help you find it?
I've always dreaded meeting you.
How important do you think it is that a woman is a virgin when she gets married?
It isn't.
Fantastic.
46 1000. James Whale.
Was that your idea for me to come and stand in the rain? Sorry, excuse me 1 minute. Because I didn't want to get in the... I'm sorry, I'll be with you in 1 minute. I didn't want to get in the rain. Okay, now listen, apologies to our neighbours if it gets a little loud, but we have some music for you. Al fresco tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Flynn and the Only One!
Yeah, where's Flynn? This song's called The Only One. It's got nothing to do with virginity. Only had some company.
can't keep the change. I need a friend now, could be arranged. I got money I can pay. If you got room to laugh, I'm just looking for a way to forget. Come on, Flint. Nobody feels the same. I'm the only one, but I don't want to be alone. Nobody feels the pain that I can't overcome. Now I know she's not coming home. I'm the only one. The only one. Think I need another shot to pass the time away. Time's the only thing I got today. Nobody feels the same. I'm the only one, but I don't want to be alone. Nobody feels the pain that I can't overcome. Now I know she's not coming home. I'm the only one. The only one. Middle eight. I'm playing for sympathy, but I got no one else to blame. 'Cause all the blame's on me, and it could never be the same. Yeah, I kissed it all goodbye. I kissed it all goodbye. Pour me out some company. You can't keep the change. I need a friend now, could be arranged. Nobody feels the same. I'm the only one. You fix the string. Nobody feels the pain that I can't overcome. Now I know she's not coming home. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. It's true, it's true, it's true, it's true. Would Flynn lie to you? Yeah, I'm the only one. Yeah.
Call Chatback on 0898 228 333 and make new friends all over the UK. Just dial 0898 228 333.
It's a sad fact that too many small businesses fold in their first year. So if you're starting a new business, pop into NatWest and talk to our small business advisor. You'll find one in every high street branch. Today, NatWest helps start up more small businesses than any other bank. Get off to a good start with NatWest, the Action Bank.
Poor Michel.
She has caught the cold of Claude. She smells nothing. She has the bunged-up nose, and she's out of tunes. Tunes release menthol vapors that flow through the sinuses to clear the head, helping the breathing more easily. Yes, Michelle is out of tunes. Claude, as we can see, is not. Mentholated tunes help you breathe more easily.
A cop on the warpath, an Indian in gangland. Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Renegades.
I'm Superman!
Okay, there we are. Those were Flynn. That's good, wasn't it? I like that. Now, welcome some more guests on the show. Ellie Lane, a comedian. Virgin. And Mark Shaw, of course, formerly of Then Jericho, but Mark is now thrusting himself out on his own.
Yeah. No, not on my own. No,
not on your own.
With a band.
With a band. Yeah. With a band. Little confusion as to which record company Mark is signed to. We thought it should be Virgin, but apparently not.
I wish it were, for God's sake.
You do? Well, there we are, Virgin. Little plug for you tonight. Now, Ellie and Mark have agreed to come here and talk to us about the losing of their virginity. So, Ellie...
yes, Mark and I really enjoyed it in the toilet there, didn't we, Mark? It was absolutely great.
Was it in the toilet, Ellie, when you first lost it? I mean, or
Five-star hotel, no.
Five-star hotel?
With class. Yeah, actually, I felt I had to go through with it. The guy spent so much money.
Oh, Ellie, you did.
No, it was planned. It was planned.
Was it?
Yeah.
Now, did you build up to it? Did you sort of... You can all stop leering at the back here as well. Did you build up to it? Sort of think, well, this is it, this is the big thing, or...?
Well, I have to be quite honest. It goes against my image, but I didn't actually lose it until I was about 18 going on 19.
We don't believe that, anyway. Do we believe that?
No, we don't believe that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, this is true. And I was doing an act talking about sex, and I thought, well, I better sort of, this is a bit hypocritical, so I better go and do something about it. So
was it good or not? I mean, what was it like?
No, well, everyone, I've been asked, did the earth move? No, the bed did, and that was about it, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about you?
No, it's horrible for girls.
Now, Mark, do you remember when you lost yours?
Yeah, it took me till I was about 17 years old, after about 6 failed attempts of
Did you enjoy it,
things not
Mark?
going in the direction I was supposed to go. Well, I enjoyed it afterwards. I remember asking afterwards, saying, am I still a virgin?
You asked that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was
if he didn't bloody know, who would?
No, no, you should have done it with a woman, Mark. It's much better, you know what I mean?
If I could find one, I would.
Do you think, I mean, Ellie, was there a lot of pressure on you to do it, did you think? Because you felt everybody else. I mean, when I was at school, I thought, shit, everybody's at it and I'm not.
Exactly.
Well, I think girls, I mean, once upon a time, girls weren't meant to be, were meant to be virgins, and you say, oh, yes, I am. But no, I think the pressure goes the other way, and I never looked like a virgin when I was, so. And everyone say, who's a virgin? I go, I am. And they go, oh, get out, you're not. Like you did. So.
I was right, wasn't I? Yeah, anyway. Do you remember the first girl telling you in school, I lost it, and everybody sort of crowding around and wanting to find out what it was like?
Oh, it was, yeah, we used to have, when we used to get in school, like Monday mornings, everyone would be quizzed who had done it at the weekend, you know. And I think most of them lied, yeah. Are you a virgin? No, was that
yeah.
I am, like that, I'm not
actually,
surprised.
Still.
Oh, he's going to hit me now, look. You said I could tease you.
No, it's all right, it's okay, it's okay, yeah. Mark, when I mean, good-looking guy, lead singer of Then Jericho, all the bursts. Did you go for it then? I mean, did you really sow your wild oats then? I mean, it was as funky as everybody says, you know? Yeah.
No, I dug it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Can I ask something though? I mean, I want to know about this, right?
No, it was a lot of bullshit actually, most of it. To be honest with you, it was a lot of image build-up and not a lot of action kind of thing. I think it tends to put people off more than encourage them because you have some great reputation of.
Were you ever
being some
worried
kind of
that,
mastermind in bed, and it doesn't work out that way?
Lots of very young girls sort of throwing themselves at you. Did you ever worry about that or not?
Well, yeah, because it wasn't the young girls that I wanted, to be honest. It was the older ones.
You did?
No, not particularly. No, I mean, it was the older women I wanted who tended to be more put off by it.
Do you
Don't believe a fucking word.
I want to ask something. There's lots of fellas standing around here.
Mostly fellas.
Do men here, do you still want to marry a virgin? The fellas?
Most of this lot looking at them still are virgins. Don't worry about that.
Because, it intrigues me. I still meet fellas that want to.
Is he a sexist bastard?
Absolutely, yeah.
He is a sexist bastard. It has been said.
Yeah. But you can't get to this, because I was talking to fellas, know we would do this, and I said, guys in this day still want to marry virgins, some blokes that I was talking to, but they spend most of their time making sure nobody else gets one. And this is quite serious. And they still want to marry virgins. Can you believe that?
Listen, I was going to save this.
What? He's thinking about it.
I was going to say.
Chastity belt.
I was going to save this for Sarah, but listen, Ellie, I think you should start perhaps with a whole new. The only thing is,
that wouldn't stop anything. There's a
hole in it. The only thing is, my God. Listen, talking about sit down, fellas. Sit down. Sit down, all of you. Yeah, sit down.
What's that little hole at the back for?
Talking about heavy metal, here are
oh God, the real rock bands.
some of Motorhead here, not all of Motorhead, but some of the best of the.
What's left
of
of
them? 3/4 of them. Now listen, Lenny, you're reputed to be the one. Sorry,
Lemmy, not Lenny.
He's probably in the toilet.
Sorry,
Lemmy.
Lemmy.
Yeah.
You're reputed. You're reputed to have not lost it. You told me you've thrown it away.
I gave it away. Oh shit! She asked me very nicely.
Who was lucky enough to catch it?
Tell me that. Not catch it, that's different.
No, sorry.
You could run a competition, couldn't you? Find Lemmy's Bob catch it.
This is before penicillin, you understand?
I tell you what, it would be quite. This would be pretty neat to wear. Do you want to see? Okay, somebody's actually had it on, judging by the stain. So you're right.
It was Biff.
Right.
It wasn't Biff.
Yeah, listen. Lemmy.
Obvious.
On his head.
Was she a virgin?
Lemmy. Listen.
Darling.
Lemmy. When all those years ago you lost it, man. A long time ago.
My God, it was.
Are those not catching those little? No, right. Okay.
They are if you rub up against
Well,
them.
I won't. When you lost it, do you remember it being a great, interesting, and entertaining thing or not?
Do you remember losing it?
Do you remember it?
There was a lot too much frenzy for that. I was on the beach, sand and everything.
You weren't, were you? Look at that. Yeah.
Well, he's safe now.
Yeah. Well, I would have thought they probably still are virgins, judging by the state of them. But what?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Ugly women.
Yeah. Ellie, do you
You're
think...
looking at him when you're talking to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. Now I was looking at you. I was looking at you, Ellie, but I was trying to avert my gaze. Do you?
Leave my virgin.
I'm going to say, really.
These sort of guys, are a lot of women attracted to this sort of thing? Do you think, or not?
What's this sort of thing?
Yeah, something very rubbery.
Yeah, what's this sort of thing?
Oh, thank you so much.
My English sheepdog's probably sort of quite excited at the moment at home.
Can we have some...
Yeah, I reckon.
How many women are
have some
attracted to
calls?
Motorhead, a competition
Can we
running
have a
now?
listen to calls?
How about James? How about these sort of things?
Hang on just a minute. Can I have some calls in here, David? Where are we?
Actually, your
I can
wife
take a few
spoke
calls.
very highly of me.
Yeah. Anyway, listen. I'll see you in a few minutes. I can't work with all this. I can't. Come with me. One camera over here. Where's one camera? I can't. Have you got a camera in here? Oh, okay. Listen. Can I come with me, number 3? Because listen, and Sarah, I can't handle all that noise and everything in there. We'll go back in here and do it because it's just getting a little bit too much. Now, we have a call here. I wonder if Trevor in Birmingham is there. Hello, Trevor.
Hello.
Yes, Trevor. Talk to me.
Yes.
Hi.
First of all, I'd like to point out I think the age commercial was okay. You know.
You thought the AIDS commercial was what?
Okay. You know.
Yeah.
For show, and I think blokes hear so much about sex before they lose their virginity. They don't know what's going to happen, you know, and I think they get rather nervous and uptight.
Were you nervous about it, Trevor?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good or just to sort of explode? What
it was
happened?
good actually. Yeah. You know.
Good. Fine. Thank you very much indeed, Trevor. I thought, I had to come out of there. It was just getting so much. I was doing my brains in. I couldn't sort of fight against all that stuff. I'd just rather come back in here. You don't mind, do you?
Not at all, no.
No, you're still intact, are you?
Definitely.
Yeah, because out there, and I left it with the chastity belt. I did have your certificate to say that you are a total. This is Sarah. She is a virgin, and every year checked. But we did hear from Philip, who we'll get back in here, and we'll get Ellie and Mark back in a few moments as well. We did actually hear that you can have it remade. Your hymen. You could have it...
Well, I certainly wouldn't need to go in for any of that sort of
thing. No,
but
I was just thinking, Sarah, you could sneak out if you wanted to, and then you could have it made back up again. Graham from London. Hello, Graham.
Hello, James.
Yes,
How
Graham.
are you?
I'm very well, Graham. Right. What can we do for you?
Well, my girlfriend, she won't lose her virginity until I marry her.
Yeah, well, when are you getting married?
Well, I've only known her 3 hours.
You've only known her 3 hours?
Yeah.
Is she there with you at the moment?
Well, yeah, she's sitting
Put her on
here
the
now.
phone. Let me have a word with her. I'll see if I can do you a bit of good. I
Well,
can't promise, but
she wanted to ask your
I'll
guest
see-
the question.
She wanted to ask my guest. Well, put her on the phone. She can talk to Sarah. That's okay.
Well,
Yeah.
she wanted to ask her, although she's a virgin, does she give good head?
Do you understand that? I think it was a question probably about oral sex, but if you're a virgin, you wouldn't actually understand
I don't do anything at all. In actual fact, I believe true love grows from friendship, and there is a divine plan, there is a next life, and life is eternal, and we are meant to comply to a moral code, particularly with AIDS around. I should be sending down a rope ladder for James here.
Yeah, I agree with everything, of course, as you know. I agree with everything Sarah is saying at the moment. We'll take a break. Don't go away, because anything can happen in the next part.
Pick up the phone now and call Chatterbox on 0898 555 888 and make new friends all over the UK. Just ring 0898 555 888.
Check this out.
The dance album you've been waiting for. Can you feel it? The mixes that matter. 4 sides of non-stop serious sound from Champion, the home of dance music. Can you feel it slamming on the streets?
Yeah, juiced up and I'm with it.
Happening now on double album cassette and compact disc.
Well, baby, I'm thinking about your chocolate. Well, baby, I'm thinking about your taste. Well, baby, I'm thinking about your chocolate. Thinking about your taste.
No matter how hectic a life your hair leads, you can control it. Finesse Conditioner provides deeper conditioning the longer you leave it on. And its oil-free formula will never weigh your hair down. Finesse never over-conditions or under-conditions. Control your hair with Finesse.
Sorry about that. I couldn't stand those little pimples on his face. Are beginning to make me feel quite ill. I'm sorry about that.
Are you bit?
Anyway, Motorhead are now on their way to Glasgow, where you can check them out tomorrow night. And thank you very much indeed for popping in. Right, we're all back together again now. Happy little band talking
Freaks
about
on the sofa.
virginity and everything else. Mark, listen, Mark, you've never got around to telling us exactly where it was that you lost your virginity.
On the floor in my bedroom.
On the floor in your bedroom?
Yes.
Were your parents in the house at the time?
No, my mother came in about 15 minutes later
Oh!
and said, "Is it done, dear?"
She did.
She did, yeah.
And you got out the handkerchief, did you?
For what?
Yeah. And you never told me, so come on, I want to know for you.
I said it's at a 5-star hotel. And that's
It was a
it.
5-star hotel.
What about you then?
Okay, it was Gloucester Place.
Yeah.
I won't tell you the
And
number.
what about from behind?
And it was in the basement.
Yeah.
All right. It was near a pub called the Gloucester, and
With?
it was in the kitchen.
With?
I couldn't tell you.
Freddie
She'd be
Mercury,
very
no?
embarrassed. No, definitely not. Is it quite often? I thought when I went out on the street.
I thought you were going to ask something else.
No, listen. I went out on the street to ask all those people where they lost their virginity, and I thought they'd all be saying in the back of cars, up against a wall or something. Everybody kept saying, no, in bed, at home.
I think a lot of people actually make a reasonably special occasion of it, like Ellie. You know, they actually don't want to go a one-star
Invite a few
hotel, or
friends
they don't
round.
actually want. They don't want to be alone.
Hang on just a minute, sorry. What's going on out there? We
Motorhead
just shut
causing
that door.
problems?
Thank you. Right, I'm sorry about this. I will have complete control on my show. So it is...
People think it's important enough to make something of an event of it. But it depends what you mean by virginity, because just getting laid isn't really there.
I like the way you speak, Philip. You go right to it, don't you?
Yeah, it's very American.
You've got a physical virginity, which can mean very little, but you've also got unemotional virginity, which can mean a lot.
Sarah, let's bring little Sarah back in here. I mean, Sarah, You want to lose yours. You're getting really to the point that you want to lose it. You're not going to be tempted...
You're sitting next to the right chair.
Mark, shut it. You're not going to be tempted just to give it away to the first man that comes along. After all this wait, you might get so keyed up that you've got to do
thousands of offers.
No, definitely not. I think it's very important to find somebody, as I said earlier, that you can form a friendship with and find somebody you actually like as well as love.
Heaven forbid, Sarah, but supposing you get to 40 and it still hasn't happened.
I think it's better to get to 40 than to marry the wrong person, in actual fact. But I do
Couldn't
believe...
you have 2 or 3 husbands? Or 4 or 5, maybe?
Well, not personally. I don't believe I will, no. But I shall certainly make up for lost time when I do get round to it.
That's what I like to hear.
Just a minute, Philip, before you come in. Ellie, what do you feel about this? I mean, here you are. You're a totally different kettle of fish, aren't you?
Well, I think, is it fair to the husband? I think it's quite good to bring a little bit of experience. I personally wouldn't want to marry a virgin. I mean, I want somebody whose experience is going to make it great. I mean, but, you know, I say, are you a virgin in every sense? Because the very interesting thing is, I had friends who were very proud of their virginity, but they did everything but. I mean, oral sex, I mean, nothing.
No, I haven't.
You don't talk about it.
Anything at all. No, but I'm sure we'll have lots of fun learning together. And I don't mind if he's had other relationships.
You don't?
But it's important, with AIDS around, particularly, I believe now, for even men to stop having casual sex and have one-to-one
Doctor is going to burst a blood vessel unless he can say something.
Can I just ask? I mean, you're talking about something which you don't do, and you're sort of saying you're going to do a lot of it. Do you actually? You sort of want to do it?
Do you fantasize?
Definitely.
There's a dog you got in there.
I shall do it in style.
Regardless of present company.
Hey, come here, just a minute.
Ask the dog where he lost his virginity.
He's very embarrassed, definitely.
What's wrong? Sit.
Sit, you silly dog.
That's all right. Okay. I'm going to take... Sorry, you carry on, Philip. No.
Well, it's just a question of...
I lost my... I lost my thread then.
If you manage to survive for this length of your adult life without any sexual action or activity at all, why do you suppose it's suddenly all going to start happening?
Because I simply intend to wait until marriage, which I'm sure we are in fact intended to do. I do believe in God, as I said earlier, and I do believe in a next life, and I believe our souls are very important.
You have these pulsating sexual desires which you repress all the time, is that right?
Pure for the right man and as pure channel.
You should be on the radio.
Yes, I believe as many born-again Christians all believe the same, and I believe that I am absolutely correct.
He doesn't give a damn, he's an
And quite honestly, I'm amazed that anybody can try and argue against it when there's 30,000 people that we actually know about in Britain with AIDS.
And they're all here.
And my grandparents and many other people wait until they're married and they had perfectly fulfilling sex lives and happy children and happy lives.
Can we just before you carry on about all this, Sarah? I mean, I don't mind you being a little bit eccentric, but please, can we, Sarah? This is one of our special condoms. Would you like that with my?
I'll keep that for my
Keep it for the.
yes.
Okay.
Say that for the special night.
Now, I wonder if before we go any further, can I just talk about these because the dog's probably come in for a sniff of one of these. These are the latest. These are the latest. In condoms, okay? Another exclusive on tonight's show, courtesy of our Jiffy people. Another rule broken. Okay, only available through the James Whale Show. Now, listen to this. Rum-flavoured submersible condoms. Especially, and pick up on this, especially manufactured for the wrens and ratings of the Royal Navy. Hence the little naval motif on the packet. Because, as you know, they're very concerned down there in Portsmouth and Plymouth. Where was it? Plymouth, I think it was, yeah. Where the wrens are now going to sea. So here we are. A pack of 2 are already on their way. A pack or 2. Not a pack of 2, sorry, a little slip. A pack or 2 are already on their way to Prince Andrew and Fergie for the royal approval. We sent those off, apparently, earlier this week. But meanwhile, all you naval types, all right? You can get these from us. All you have to do is you can write to us, and we will send you a box.
All the sailors to write to him.
If the letter, is good. Because this is helping fight against AIDS, isn't it? Really? All right. If you're the sort that you think you need a box or 3 for your frigate or your destroyer, that's sort of a smutty bathroom. Flipping dog's hairs in my mouth. I hope they're dog's hairs. Smutty. But
nasty, cheap, tacky. I'll have one. Thank you very much.
Mark,
thank you very much.
In the bath.
Okay,
absolutely.
Right. Try see if these are flavoured. And do you think? Let me come back, Philip. Do you think these are? Although they're a gimmick, do you think they're a good idea to make condoms fun like this?
I think it's an excellent idea. I mean, after all, they used to issue a tot of rum a day. I suppose you can have a totty a day now, can't you?
You can. Well.
A connoisseur.
It is rum.
You could get high.
Yes, it is rum, isn't it?
Chew it.
So I think that we should commend...
Check it out.
We should commend our friends.
Not the same.
All right, quiet to the phones.
They do taste of rum.
Margaret from Beeston.
Hey, Baldy, shut up. Are you disgusting, you are? I'm the only virgin in Leeds. And here, you can't buy a pig in a poke, so she should have a bit before she gets married, because you can't buy a...
Margaret! Margaret!
What?
Margaret from Beeston. I haven't spoken to her for a long, long time, but she used to call a radio show that I did, and she is the smelliest, fattest, ugliest woman I have ever seen. 10 kids, and a lot of sweat marks.
Your wife?
Hey, you are?
I'll slap you in a moment, Mark. Say again,
please.
Margaret.
I say she... You know, I knew a fella that only had one half the size of my thumb, kid, so it was useless if I'd have married him. It would think what would have happened if I'd have been a virgin when I married him.
Did you understand that,
And she
Sarah?
shouldn't be buying a pig in a poke.
What?
Here, missus, you should have a bit before you get married.
Thank you, Margaret. OK, fine. Christopher from Lincoln. Let's take a few more calls. Christopher from Lincoln. Hello, Christopher.
Hello, James.
Yes, Christopher.
I'd just like to say, fuck off, Langston.
Oh, no, that's not very nice, Christopher, is it? Because we can all do that, Christopher. Judy from Leeds. Hello, Judy.
Hello,
Yes, Judy.
to say, I think girls can do what they want. You know, I mean, if you want to be a virgin, you can be a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are you a virgin?
no, I'm not a virgin.
When you lost your virginity, was it a pleasurable experience, or was it something you rather regret?
In a way, regret. But I mean, if you're an old-fashioned girl like that girl is, she can, you know, go out with.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
she can wait for like
Yeah.
another British man to come along and marry her. I mean, a vicar.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Judy. Well said. Yeah. Are you an old-fashioned girl or not?
Definitely, yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, Mark is a nice lad, fresh-faced.
Yeah.
He's not much as far as conversation is concerned, but he's a nice, fresh-faced young guy. Was he the sort you possibly could get
Who
to?
knows? Who knows?
See?
It's all in
Hold
the
his
hands of
hand.
God.
Hold his hand. I mean,
I think she's got more balls than anybody I've seen
I
for
hope
a long
not.
time.
If you feel moved either
If you
way
feel
tonight,
moved.
okay? Because if we could capture it on the programme, Sarah, it would be a first for me. It would be a real first. Okay, let's carry on. Colin from Scunthorpe. Hello, Colin. Colin?
Hello?
Hello, Colin. Yes, wake up, please.
No, it's Southampton.
From Southampton?
Yeah.
I beg your pardon?
Can you define the word virginity?
No, I can't, but I mean, Philip is the man to do that for you. Philip.
Well, it simply means, it's a legal term, you see, because it means you haven't put the penis inside the vagina. You may have put it almost everywhere else.
Oh, please.
It sounds so horrible, doesn't it?
And
Yes.
it means that the hymen, if it's present, is broken. Now, when it's not present, it can't be broken, but therefore the definition is that the penis has gone inside the vagina. That's technically what it means, and no marriage is lawful unless this act has taken place.
Now, the hymen, for a lot of these people, I mean, most of this lot don't even know what you're talking about. Explain. Just a minute. And Mark, listen, because you definitely don't know about this. This is a sort of a membrane, isn't it? Very thin.
If that's roughly what we're talking about.
Can we get that? I don't know if we can get. Can we get that on two over there? Can you check that out? Check Philip's hand out.
Check
It's
the
very
hand out.
important.
Right.
Check Philip's hand out.
Sort of the shape.
There we
Yeah,
are. That's
the sort
it.
of
Good.
shape.
Yeah. Okay.
In.
Meow. Go on, Philip. Carry on.
There's just a little. All we're talking about is a tiny flap of skin. Now, this can be ruptured by horse riding. It can be ruptured by going over the all sorts of things. Just doing gymnastics. But if a penis is going to go in there, gently, then that bit of skin is going to be stretched. In some cases, split. Now, that's all you're talking about in terms of losing technically a virginity. For a woman, if you're talking about a man, obviously it's just having the act of sexual intercourse.
Can you tell with a man if he is or not? There's no physical
There's
way.
obviously no way whatsoever.
Sorry.
James, put it on there. Let's
Can I just, I've got a lovely, this is from the Robin Packaging Company. It's a very nice fax. And no, hang on, I've got to read this to you. It says, why has James Whale never made it with a virgin? Because he cuts them off just as they're about to come to the point. Very good. Anthony from Kettering. Thank you for that, Philip. Anthony, hello.
Hello, James.
Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you about me and my friend from...
Thank you very much indeed, Anthony. We like people who are able to get to the point a little quicker, Anthony, not, lame brains like you. Right, Nick from Southport. Hello, Nick.
Hello, good morning, James.
Yes, Nick, hello.
How you doing?
I'm very well, Nick.
Noticeable lack of whalettes this morning.
Perhaps you can get
Excuse me,
one
too.
yeah?
Could you get over here? Do we need any more glamour? We have over here Ellie Lane, who's almost falling out of her top. And we have Sarah over here, who is a professional virgin. What more do you want? OK, Noddy from South... Or is that Nobby? Nobby from South Wales, yes.
Hello, James.
Nobby? Oh, never mind, he's asleep. Anthony, hello, Anthony. Anthony?
It's Daniel.
It's Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yeah,
I've told you, people, no, sorry, Daniel, people shouldn't change their names when they're coming on the show.
Do you mind? He wanted to get
Mark, you've made the point, Mark. You have made the point you're not a terribly intelligent man. Now, I just sit there and shut up. Hey! Now, Anthony, are you there? Nick? Noddy? Audrey? Forget it. Okay, right, stuff that. Okay. Ellie.
I knew you'd get back to me.
Well, I felt I hadn't brought you in for a bit, Ellie. I thought, I mean, I hadn't... I hadn't brought you into the conversation. When we get the phone calls fixed, somebody could let me know. Is that the end of the show? You don't mean to tell me we're all out of the show already? Oh, well, that's it. Well, thank you very much indeed for watching. Next week, we have a show for you next week. Thank you to all my guests for taking part. And whether or not Sarah loses her virginity before the end of this evening is out, join us next week and you could find out. Who knows? Yes. Very good. What an intelligent audience. Have a nice weekend from all of us. Goodbye. Right.
And you can catch James Whale and guests at the slightly earlier time of 1 o'clock next week.